Let's chat about the Canon Powershot V10. Let's chat about the Canon Powershot V10 and whether I think this is still a great camera option for shy vloggers. I did a video about 6 months ago sharing my first impressions on this camera, so today I wanted to give a little bit of an update as to whether I'm still using it, how it compares with some of my other tech gear, and would I still recommend it. Just to note, I won't be talking too much about the tech features of this camera. Definitely check out my previous video if you want a bit more detail into that. In this update, I'll just be sharing more about how I actually use this to film my vlogs and whether I'm still enjoying it. But first, I'm bringing you along on a little bit of a day in my life just so I can share with you exactly how I'm using this camera. And at the end of the day, I'll chat about what I love and what I don't love about this camera. And spoiler alert, I have a very love-hate relationship. I'll definitely make sure to leave timestamps below just in case you want to skip straight to the very end for the review. I'm literally holding this camera together with sticky tape. Before I switch over to the Canon Powershot V10, let me just quickly share with you what I bring with me when I'm actually vlogging with the camera. This is my little tech pouch. In here I have a battery bank. I definitely need this and you'll see why. I also have a little mini tripod. This is just one from Untitled. I like this one because it also extends just ever so slightly. In here I also have a USB-C charger that I have to carry with me. And lastly in here I also have a mini DJI mic mini, and I just use the microphone and receiver to attach to the camera. One of the great things about the camera is that it does have an external microphone port which I can use to plug in the DJI mic mini. How adorable is this little thing? I don't use this microphone that much just because it's so tiny. I feel like I'm gonna lose it or something, so I've been trying to make an effort using this a little bit more. I'll also be bringing my iPhone just because usually in my vlogs I will film quite a lot of it on my iPhone, especially for B-roll pictures. I just think there is something just so crisp about iPhone footage. I'll also include a few clips here and there just for a bit of comparison. Let's switch over to the Canon Powershot V10 and get on with the day. Switching over to the Canon Powershot V10, I'm just using everything on auto as well as the inbuilt microphone, so hopefully you guys can hear me. The audio I find is pretty good on this camera. It is now a Saturday and I'm heading out to the city. I have a lash lift appointment later this afternoon, so I thought before we head out, let's just do a quick outfit of the day. I'm wearing a jumper from H&M. It is currently winter here in Australia and absolutely freezing. I've not left the house for almost 2 or 3 days. Some earrings also from H&M as well as some of my rings. This one I picked up from Dior recently and some of these are from Muji. I also picked up some sneakers for winter. I was in desperate need of some new sneakers. These are the Adidas Sambas and it comes in this beautiful crepe paper metallic finish. If it came in like a shiny silver, I don't know if I could pull this off, but because it comes in that textured foil, I think it looks quite nice. I think these are so cute. And then I have my bag here. It's just this buttery yellow tote bag that I picked up from Charles & Keith when I was in Singapore recently. A little pink bag charm. I also have my makeup bag here. So I'm going to pack up my bag and then head out for the day. But before I do, I thought it might be fun just to do a little bit of a special unboxing. Let me just fix the camera here. I still have one labubu that I have yet to open. I've had so much luck lately with getting colors to match my handbag, so I thought it might be fun to try and manifest a yellow labubu to match my Charles & Keith bag. I was so surprised when I could still find some of these in Singapore because popmart is just on another level over there. we really want the yellow one. Oh, that is so cool. I'm pretty sure this is a soy milk. Oh my goodness. Now I have one that matches my yellow bag. I love catching the metro. It feels so futuristic, like I'm in Japan. I'm just a little bit early for my appointment, so I think I'm just gonna pop into one of my favorite cafes and grab a coffee or a matcha because I definitely need it for this cold winter weather. I'm heading into one of the oldest buildings in Sydney called Queen Victoria Building, named after Queen Victoria. Lots of history, but what I love most is the English architecture that's here. There are still so many beautiful old buildings in Sydney. I've just come to one of my favorite cafes and ordered a strawberry green tea matcha. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. This takes me back to Japan. Managed to strike up a conversation with a really lovely lady at the cafe place who was asking me about the camera, and she was saying how impressed she was by how tiny it was. I absolutely love Michael Rothman. If you guys love crime thrillers, he is one of my all-time favorites. I discovered that he actually lives in Sydney and his daughter is a friend of a friend, and I was fully having a fangirl moment because I knew someone that knew someone who knew the author. Such a cool ride. The gift store that I was in is connected to Dimmicks, which is one of the oldest bookstores in all of Sydney. It's like 150 years old. But truthfully, it's kind of sad because I don't actually buy hard books anymore. I am too reliant on my Kindle now. I just take photos of the books that I want to read and then download it on my Kindle. I've heard so many great things about Elise Silver, but I've never actually read any of her books. Let me know if you have, and if you have any recommendations. But I have read this one by Abby Jimenez. I did like it, but I didn't love it. I'm not sure if I can even really tell, but definitely once mascara is on, the lashes are popping. But right now, my eyes just look very naked. Heading into David Jones, one of our main department stores, because I want to check out some sunglasses from Gentle Monster. Not usually my style, but I saw them somewhere in a video and I thought that they would be pretty cool, so I wanted to see if they have them in stock here in David Jones. Oh, I do like these ones. I have so many pairs that already look like this.
These looks like
These are such a vibe. I think they're these ones. They are so retro, so cool. But I don't know if I can. Oh, I also love these ones. What do you guys think? My favorite sunscreen by this brand, Centella. I love K-Beauty sunscreen because it is so affordable. I've also heard great things about this one, so I might give this a go. I have just gotten home now. It has been such a long day and I just wanted to quickly share my new Holy Grail lipstick that I picked up from the K-Beauty store. It is by this brand called Amuse and I've just fallen in love with this product. The color is called Cooler and it's just the perfect glossy pink lipstick. It's this sort of glossy balmy texture and best of all, when I apply it has this cooling peppermint feeling. It doesn't have that sort of stinging feeling where it makes my lips bigger, but just this like nice cooling plumping effect. I absolutely love it. Ever since Sephora discontinued my favorite lipstick, I've been on the hunt for something similar and this is probably the best one I've found. I absolutely love it, which is why I had to buy like 2 backups. I have just finished tidying my desk a little. I have collected quite a few cameras in addition to this one, and so I wanted to build a little stand just so I could display them all. If you follow my home diaries, you would have seen me put this desk together. I am still so in love with my little office space, so I'll give you a little desk tour. This is my desk and where I do most of my editing. I picked this desk up from a brand called Mocha. I had a look on their website and it is definitely still available. It's got lots of storage space for tech gear and another one for more storage. I'm currently reorganizing everything, so there's nothing in there at the moment, but once I put everything back, I'll update you as well. I just love this desk. There is so much storage, especially for all of my growing tech gear. Speaking of which, this is my little digicam collection. I picked up this little Canon one when I was in Singapore, and I ordered this Samsung one from Japan, and I'm very fond of my Sony ZV-1 because that was the first camera that I ever purchased when I started my whole YouTube journey, which just got a little postcard from Rise House Bakery. This was one of the cutest bakeries I discovered in Singapore. I've got a couple of vlogs out now, just me eating my way through matcha and tea cakes in Singapore, but if you are visiting, definitely check that out. Got a couple of stickers here. I'm planning on decorating some of my digicams. I just haven't had a chance to, so they're just sitting here. So that is pretty much my desk setup at the moment. I can spend hours here, so I always like to reorganize, decorate, and just make it feel a bit cozy. I hope you've enjoyed coming along for the vlog and seeing how I use the Canon Powershot V10. Let's chat about what I love and what I don't love about this camera after using it for about almost 6 months. And I'll also share my thoughts as to whether I still think this is a worthwhile camera for shy vloggers. I definitely have a very mixed feelings about this camera. Starting with the thing I love the most about this camera, there is no denying that this thing is so teeny tiny. It is so tiny and so discreet. I never feel that self-conscious holding this. It honestly feels like I'm just holding my phone. So when I'm out and about in public and I'm holding it out and talking to the camera, it just feels like I'm talking to the phone. So in that sense, it also feels quite natural, and people don't really look twice when I'm filming in public. And when I vlog with this camera, I just feel less conscious, and so I just generally tend to use it a bit more. And so for that, I really do love this camera. And that was pretty much the main reason I decided to invest in this camera. I was just trying to find ways to have less friction, and for me, I do get a bit self-conscious. But with this, because it's so small, I just find myself pulling it out more and more, and therefore just vlogging more. So in that sense, I love it for that. People are staring and wondering why I'm talking to books. Turning to the major flaw of this camera, the battery life on this absolutely sucks. I can only record in 4K for a couple of minutes before the warning sign starts coming up and saying that it's gonna overheat, and when it does, it just shuts down in like a minute or so. So I need to carry a power bank with me at all times when I'm using this, just to recharge it on the go. This camera would definitely not last the distance for a sit down talking head video like this. I think the best I could probably get out of this, and that's including if I don't film in 4K, is probably like 5 to 10 minutes. So if you're looking for a camera for sit-down videos, this is definitely not it. I'm not sure how long it says it can film for, but I promise you, if you love to film in high quality 4K, this will not last. And so you may be wondering why I still even film with this camera. Honestly, I just really love the footage on here. I think it is so dreamy. There's just something about a Canon camera that just feels a bit more creamier, softer, and dreamy. I've had questions about what my setting is. There are different modes of shooting, and I usually go for the soft skin mode, or the other one I use is the instant stabilization mode. Those are usually the two that I use. I just love the colors that come out from this. I find that as soon as I switch it to auto movies, the colors just don't come out as nice. So for me, I prefer to shoot in either the soft skin mode or the instant stabilization mode, and always in 4K. Like right now, this is in auto movie. I'm not sure if you can tell a difference. And then switching over to soft skin mode, where I just feel like the colors and textures are a bit more warmer. What I also love about the vlog footage is the wide angle of this camera. It is not as wide as my iPhone, but it definitely is wide enough to capture the environment and also look natural. Like, it doesn't have that fish lens, but it still is wide enough. Moving on to the next feature, and this is just personal preference, but this camera is shaky as heck. Even with image stabilization on, this is still super shaky. And because it's so shaky, I hardly ever use it for POV shots. So like, I don't really film with the camera like this because it's just too shaky. If I want to capture B-roll with this, I will just have to stand still or use my iPhone because the image stabilization on that is far superior. I would have to say that I think the audio quality coming from this camera is actually pretty good. It's good and bad because it is so good that it picks up a lot of background noise. There's no real way to really diffuse some of the background except after editing. But truthfully, it's kind of sad because I don't actually buy hard books anymore. I am too reliant on my Kindle now. I just take photos of the books that I want to read and then download it on my Kindle. I did pick up some wind muffs that you can put on the camera here, but it's kind of silly because once you put up the screen, if the muffs are on there, then you won't be able to see the screen, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So I just use this with the inbuilt microphone. As I shared, I can also attach an external microphone to this, but once I do, I find that it's very sort of clunky and kind of defeats the purpose of the camera being so small. So I just kind of live with the fact that I might have to do some editing on the audio to drown out some of the background noise after. I also think the audio quality coming from the external microphone is pretty good as well. So it is definitely useful in cases where I do have to go out and I want to drown out some of the external noise. This is probably the best way to get around it. Oh my gosh, another thing I forgot to mention, which I absolutely do not understand about this camera and I just think is so crappy, is the fact that this little card slot holder I am currently holding with a piece of sticky tape. Like, this is not a cheap camera. When I picked it up, it was around $700 and this thing does not stay put. It is so flimsy, and if I don't have sticky tape on there, this will just pop out and the camera won't read the card holder. I'm literally holding this camera together with the sticky tape. I think it's the way it's been designed. Like, to have this on the corner of the camera is quite silly because it is a place that's probably gonna get knocked and bumped. I think it would have been better somewhere in the center of the camera. I just don't know why it's in the corner of the camera. As I'm playing with this, it honestly feels like I'm holding a little Game Boy. Do you guys remember that from like the 90s? But having said that, the overall build of the camera, with the exception of the card slot, is actually quite sturdy. It feels substantial and the screen is super sturdy and I don't feel like I have to baby it. And the little tripod that it comes with is super handy. It holds the camera in place. Like, it's stiff enough that no matter where I position it, it just holds the camera there. So it is compact and durable, although I do have to be careful with the screen here. So in terms of the build, I don't have too much of an issue except for this silly card slot holder. It is a few days later, actually possibly a week later, and I'm still editing the vlog, but I wanted to quickly jump on and just talk about some of the quirks about this camera, which I have definitely noticed as I have been editing. One of the things that definitely stand out as I'm looking through the footage is that the autofocus really does struggle with this camera. And don't get me wrong, I don't expect it to be as capable as my fancy lenses that I'm recording with here, but I do notice that because the lens is so small, it definitely has to try harder. So let me just quickly show you a quick little unboxing. This is a little keychain that I brought from the airport a couple of days ago, weeks ago. Look at how adorable this little thing is. It comes in a little keychain, and did I mention it's hand cream? It's so bougie, so unnecessary, but here we go. That is currently zooming up on my Sony ZV-1 with my lens, and this is it zooming up on the Canon Powershot V10. I mean, it does kind of get there eventually, but there you go. But it definitely does have to work a little bit harder. So in instances where I'm vlogging and I need good autofocus, I probably wouldn't rely on this camera. Also, the thing I've noticed, which I also picked up in my initial impressions, is this camera does not do as well in low light, particularly indoors where the light might be a bit yellowish. I think it's something to do with the white balance or the lighting, but the Canon Powershot V10 footage in very low lighting is so poor that sometimes I just think I can't use the footage at all. So that's another thing. I'm not a fan of very yellow footage, and for a camera that's meant to be super simple to use for vlogging, this is definitely something I don't want to be fussing with. So am I still using the Canon Powershot V10? Yes, despite all its flaws, I actually do still enjoy using this camera, and you'll see me using this quite a lot in some of my recent vlogs. For me personally, the convenience and the compact size as well as the dreamy vlog footage outweighs all of the hassle of this camera. Would I say this is a worthwhile investment for shy vloggers wanting to build up confidence? It is a great option, but if I had to choose between my iPhone or even my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for a vlogging camera, whether I'm a shy vlogger or a new vlogger, or whether I've been vlogging for a while, I probably would choose those two cameras over the Canon Powershot V10. I would probably not recommend this if this is your first camera, and would probably look for something that is a bit more of an all-rounder, something that can help to create both long form and short form content like sit down talking head videos. This would definitely not last the distance. Also, maybe something that can also take photos. I don't even know how to use the photo feature on this. This is purely designed to be a vlogging camera. I mean, I'm sure I can, but it's just not designed for that. It is very limited to vlogging, and on top of that, very, very short vlogging. Having said all that, I would recommend this camera if you are looking for a secondary camera, just something casual to take along with you every day. And if you're like me and want to avoid vlogging on your iPhone purely for storage reasons, it is just so hard for me to organize footage, and so I try and not use my iPhone if I can. Despite all its flaws, I still love this camera and I'm glad I have it in my collection, but it is definitely not a must-have camera. I hope you found this helpful if you've been eyeing the Canon Powershot V10. I have been absolutely obsessed with digital cameras lately, as you can tell, so let me know if you'd be interested to see more videos about cameras. I think it would be so fun to dedicate a vlog to filming with like retro early 2000 digicams. Also, let me know what camera you're using at the moment. I do not need another camera, but I'm always curious as to what other people are using to vlog. Just remember, and sometimes I also need to remind myself, that there is no such thing as the perfect camera. We can get so obsessed about tech, but essentially they are just tools to help us tell a story and capture moments. So try not to stress and just go out there, film and enjoy. If you love lifestyle vlogs, do consider subscribing. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will catch you in the next one.